We're recording, but we're not live. Okay. Well, it's 9:31, so I'm going to call to order this public meeting for the Arapahoe County Board of County Commissioners for May 14th, 2019. To my left is Ron Carl, the county attorney. To my far right is Jolene Sanchez, the assistant clerk to the board. Ms. Sanchez, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Conti?
Good morning.
Good morning. Commissioner Sharp?
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi.
Commissioner Holland?
Here.
Commissioner Jackson?
Here.
Commissioner Baker?
Here. Commissioner Sharp, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Join me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Carl, are there any modifications to the agenda this morning?
There are no modifications to the agenda.
Are there any questions or comments from any of the commissioners? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I'll move approval of the agenda as presented. Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Sharp, seconded by Commissioner Conti. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Seeing none, that motion carries unanimously. This is the time that we've set aside for citizen comments. Citizens are invited to speak to the commissioners on any non-agenda items. There would be a 3-minute time limit per person. And so if there's anyone here that would like to address the Board of County Commissioners at this time, seeing none, citizen comment period is closed. We have 2 sets of minutes to approve this morning. The first set of minutes is from April 16th, 2019, and we had a full board. Are there any questions, comments, or motions?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Holland, seconded by Commissioner Conti to approve the minutes of April 16th. All in favor? Aye. Any abstentions or objections? Seeing none, that motion carries. The second set of minutes that we have are from April 23rd, and Commissioner Conti was absent and excused for that meeting. Are there any questions, comments, or motions?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Holland, seconded by Commissioner Sharp. All in favor? Aye. Abstention from Commissioner Conti, and that motion carries. We have a number of items on our consent agenda this morning that the commissioners have had time to review. Are there any questions or comments about any of those items on the consent agenda? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Jackson, seconded by Commissioner Holland. All in favor? Aye. Opposed or abstentions? Seeing none, that motion carries. We have one general business item. The county attorney will be the presenter and also will set the foundation.
Yes, this is a first reading of ordinance number 2019-01, and by statute, we need to read the ordinance into the record, which I will do. So
if you'll bear with me. So it is Arapahoe County, Colorado Ordinance Number 2019-01, an ordinance prohibiting the sale and use of fireworks within unincorporated Arapahoe County. Whereas, pursuant to CRS Section 30-15-401, the Board of County Commissioners of Arapahoe County has the power to adopt ordinances for the control of those matters of local concern. And whereas, pursuant to CRS Section 30-15-401 and Parens 1 and Parens N7, matters of local concern include prohibiting or restricting the sale, use, and possession of fireworks, including permissible fireworks as defined in CRS Sections 24-33.5-2001 in Parens 5 and in Parens 11. And whereas the authority provided in CRS Section 30-15-401 in Parens 1 and Parens N7 allows the Board of County Commissioners to prohibit or restrict the sale, use, and possession of fireworks in all or part of the unincorporated areas of the county for a period not to exceed 1 year. However, such ordinance shall not be effective during the period between May 31 and July 5 unless the Board of County Commissioners adopts a resolution that includes a finding of high fire danger based on competent evidence. And whereas it is the opinion of the Board of County Commissioners that in order to preserve the public peace, health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of Arapahoe County, they should take the following action. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the Board of County Commissioners of Arapahoe County the following. Section 1, prohibition on the sale and use of fireworks. Number 1, the sale and use of fireworks, including but not limited to permissible fireworks as defined in CRS Sections 24-33.5, 2001 in Parens 5 and in Parens 11 are prohibited in all unincorporated areas of Arapahoe County. Number 2, the above prohibition on the sale and use of fireworks shall be effective during the period between May 31 and July 5 or any portion thereof, only if the Board of County Commissioners adopts a resolution imposing the ban on the sale and use of fireworks during the May 31 to July 5 period or portion thereof, and only if the resolution includes a finding of high fire danger in conformance with CRS Section 30-15-401 in Parens 1 and in Parens N7. If such a resolution is adopted, then the ban on the sale of use of fireworks shall be and remain effective during the portion of the May 31 to July 5 period indicated in the resolution unless and until the Board of County Commissioners subsequently adopts a resolution rescinding the ban on the sale and use of fireworks during such period. Number 3, the above prohibition on the sale and use of fireworks does not apply with respect to display fireworks, display retailers, and display operators as defined in CRS Section 24-33.5-2001 to the extent such sale and use is in compliance with applicable state and local laws, ordinances, and regulations, and to the extent the following conditions are satisfied. In Parens I, any use of display fireworks is supervised by firefighting and/or local public safety personnel, and in Parens II, adequate fire suppression equipment is at the scene of any use of display fireworks. Excuse me. Section 2, time. This ordinance and the restrictions contained therein are in effect until May 28, 2020, unless suspended or terminated at an earlier date. Section 3, publication of notice. Notice of the passing of this ordinance and prohibition contained herein shall be promptly published in the county newspaper. Section 4, unlawful conduct. It shall be unlawful for any person to sell or use fireworks in violation of this ordinance. Section 5, enforcement. The Arapahoe County Sheriff shall enforce the provisions of this ordinance. Section 6, violations. Any person who violates this ordinance commits a Class 2 petty offense and upon conviction thereof shall be punished by a fine of $500 for a first offense, $750 for a second offense, and $1,000 for a third and any subsequent offense. The penalty assessment procedure provided in CRS Section 16-2-201 shall be followed by the arresting sheriff's deputy or other officer for any violation of this ordinance, and the graduated fine schedule set forth herein shall be followed when issuing any summons and complaint in accordance with such procedures. Section 7, disposition of fines. All fines for violation of this ordinance shall be paid into the general fund of Arapahoe County. Section 8, severability. If any one or more of the provisions of this ordinance is determined by a competent court of law to be invalid, Such determination shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of this ordinance. Section 9, prior ordinance superseded. This ordinance supersedes and replaces Arapahoe County Ordinance number 2018-01. Section 10, effective date. This ordinance shall take effect upon its adoption. This is necessary for the immediate preservation of public health and safety, due in part to the need to control activities subject to this ordinance as soon as possible. So that's the first reading of the ordinance, and I just wanted to point out for the record that a revised resolution has been provided to each of you on the dais, and a copy provided to the clerk. And also in front of you is a copy of the motion to be made if you want to go forward with this ordinance.
Commissioner Conti.
I'd be happy to make that motion.
Sounds good.
I move to adopt the proposed resolution setting a public hearing before the Board of County Commissioners on the proposed ordinance number 2019-01 for May 28th, 2018.
That should be 2019.
I was going to say 2019 at 9:30 a.m. Let the record reflect change of date to the 19th, 2019, and ordering that the proposed ordinance be published in the Villager newspaper at least 10 days prior to the public hearing.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Seeing none, that motion carries, and we will set the public hearing for May 28th, and we will receive public comment at that time. There are no other general business items. Commissioner comments. I just wanted to point out that today is Peace Officers Memorial Day. So we thank our men and women of the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office and all of the various police departments that perform duties in Arapahoe County. We thank them for their service, and we remember those that lost their lives in the commission of their duties. Thank you. Commissioner Conti.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. And I would just like to say that our hearts were once again saddened in this past week as we sat in a study session unaware of the shooting incident that was happening at the STEM school, literally. And when I learned about it, I'm sure as the rest of the board, we were all sickened at the thought that this could once again happen in our midst, so close to our proximity here. But yet, at the same time, in subsequent days, my heart was warmed by the outpouring from nonprofit organizations, other municipal organizations, school districts, All Health Network, Aurora Mental Health, so many counselors, grief counselors, and so forth, poured out to open their doors and open their hearts to help all the people who had been impacted by that horrific event. And just want to say that my personal heart is touched and moved by the entire event, not only the tragedy, but the heartwarming outpouring of love that followed in the days following.
Thank you, Commissioner Conti. Commissioner Jackson.
Yes, I mentioned last week that this is Mental Health Week, or month, and SAMHSA, which is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration arm of the federal government, has also claimed this week as National Prevention Week. So the comments before mine are quite timely in some ways, unfortunately. So yesterday was the Preventing Prescription and Opioid Drug Misuse Day. Today is Preventing Underage Drinking and Alcohol Misuse. Alcohol is actually more addictive and more dangerous and more overused than many other drugs that are paid more attention to. Tomorrow is Preventing Illicit Drug Use and Youth Marijuana Use Day. Thursday is Preventing Youth Tobacco Use. And Friday is Preventing Suicide Day. We can't do it all at once. These issues in our culture right now are overwhelming at times, but if we each do a bit to help, to say something when you see something, to stretch out your hand or your wallet. Any of these things can really be helpful. So we want to destigmatize mental health and substance abuse use. We all know someone who has an issue or a problem, and we need to, as a culture and a society, work together to do something. Thank you.
Commissioner Holden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Next week is Public Works Week. It's an opportunity for us to recognize the hard work and commitment of those men and women who keep our roads safe and our bridges from falling down. The work of Public Works is oftentimes ignored or not thought of, and contributes so much to the health and safety and economy of this county. We need to inform the public about all the wonderful things that our Public Works personnel do to keep us safe on our roadways. Thank you.
Any additional comments? If not, we are adjourned until 10 o'clock in the West Hearing Room.